Oh, welcome back. Episode 5. Nearly at the end of the season 1. Just apologies again to those 4 countries. What were they? Cuba, Syria, Iran, North Korea. We're barred again. What's going on?
All hung up.
Oh, shuck up. I don't know what's going on. But like, obviously, I'd say Kim Jong-un is devastated again. He couldn't get this one. But anyway.
Fuck him, he didn't get his vegetable delivery this month.
No, he is a vegetable at this point. Right, so episode 5. Episode 5 is going to be a sort of reeling in the ears type episode.
Reeling in the ears.
We're going to put RTE to shame here with this reeling in the ears. So, yeah, we'll start off with a bit of news. So, off we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The headlines this week. Sheila in Ballyboden says the year stopped on Paddy's Day. A local man is outraged with celebrations. Stephen Kenny, football manager or taxi man? And growing up with Mass. Sheila in Ballyboden has stated her year was officially a write-off since March and claims she can't wait to jet off to Torrevieja with her hubby after lockdown.
Hello. Well, yeah, the year has been a write-off. Jesus couldn't even come out for a break from the desert because of this fucking flu.
Local man was left outraged when he discovered 47 bounties in his box of celebrations but only found 2 Maltesers. Let's talk to him now.
Jesus, I just wanted a singular Malteser.
Stephen Kenny, football manager or taxi driver? Let's talk to Brian Kerr, the FAI spokesman now.
People think Steve-O manages the team, but as far as I can remember, he drove the team bus since Gibraltar, and Miko was the gaffer then.
Growing up with Mass. We talked to Gimmie and Dolores about their upbringing in the Catholic Church.
So we grew up in the church with Father Morris. Me and Dolores did. Oh, 'tis right. Not a condom or a bit of communion bread between the 3 of us.
Did you know bees communicate by dancing? That's how bees are.
How bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre.
Anal beads. For all you manly steeds. Right. So for reading in the ears, what we'll do is we'll just go through each month basically what happened. Not much did happen. Well, we'll be surprised. Like January, we start off with January. So first, I think big news in January was the death of Kobe Bryant. Died in a helicopter crash. Very sad news for the sport.
Biggest basketball star since Michael Jordan, I'll go as far to say.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Very sad news. His daughter G died as well. You could tell it kind of shook the sporting world, not just basketball. Like everybody, like if you're a fan of any sport, really, you've heard of Kobe Bryant. Yeah, like the coronavirus outbreak, that was January. What else did we have? We had the Trump impeachment inquiry was January. We had the Philippines volcano erupted in January. Australian bushfires. We had an earthquake in Turkey.
Oh, yeah, the bushfires. Everyone seems to just forget about that. Like, I can't believe that happened this year.
Yeah, it feels like it was ages ago. Well,
it feels like it was fucking 10 years ago.
Well, it was 11 months ago, but it feels like a lot longer.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I think a lot of the news from the early part of the year was very much overshadowed.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I think January as a whole might have been one of our best months of the year. apart from all these disasters that happened with like Kobe Bryant and the earthquake and the volcano and the bushfires and
it's
initial
the month
outbreak.
I probably hate the most. January and February I hate.
Well, I think everybody's regretting dry January now.
Oh yeah, I'd usually like Christmas would be over or whatever, and I'd be counting down to Paddy's Day. You know, Paddy's Day is when the year starts, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And the year was fucking finished before it hit Paddy's Day. which is very depressing, isn't it?
The day before Paddy's Day was the last day I was in work. And that's shocking.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Very sad. Anyway, out of 10, what would you rate January?
I'm going to give it a 9.
9? Ooh, very generous. I think I'm going to go with an 8.
Giving it a 9 because it was a better January than the years gone by.
Ah, yeah, that's fair. We go to February now. We had February 1st of February was the day Sophia Kenin wins her first Grand Slam. She won the Australian Grand Slam. She's only 21. She's an American. Kind of broke onto the tennis scene. I wouldn't be a big tennis fan.
She didn't do much after that, though.
No.
She didn't do much after that because I don't remember her name being mentioned
No,
in terms of the US Open. Or
I think it was kind of like one of them, like Leicester winning the league kind of moments.
yeah, once off type thing.
Yeah. 2nd of February was Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl. More sport news. What else? Oh, 2nd of February, Palindrome Day. So the date was 02/02/2020, and that's the first time it happened in about 900 years, which is madness.
Very cool.
11th of
Much more interesting.
What was it? 11th of November, 11/11 was the last time that happened.
Much more interesting than Kansas City Chiefs winning, Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely. And I think
I just,
the big news in February came on the 8th of February with the Irish general election. No party wins a majority. Sinn Féin, 37 seats, won the popular vote. Still not in government. What happened there?
I somewhat blame Sinn Féin for that too.
Yeah.
Even though, fair enough winning the popular vote, but if you don't run enough candidates to be able to form a government, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
And with the popularity of, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael dropping so much, in the last, whatever, man. It seems like it's been dropping since 08, since Fianna Fáil kind of crumbled with the two parties. But they should have ran more and they would be in government.
Yeah,
they should have tried harder.
They shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, but they should have tried harder as well when they did get the popular vote.
Exactly.
To try and get in, but they didn't. And they will be in at some point, but I don't think they tried hard enough.
No.
And I did vote for Sinn Féin for all you blaggers out there. They're going to give me abuse for that.
Up the shin.
But it's the fucking truth.
What else happened in February? Storm Ciara happened in February.
I don't have any recollection of that happening.
Neither do I. I was just looking up what happened this year, and I was like, oh, I remember it being mentioned. Don't think it was that bad of a storm, though.
I think it was blown out of proportion, that storm.
Hey, no pun intended. Also, on the 9th, we had COVID-19 deaths overtake SARS. 813 deaths worldwide. When you look back at it now, 813 deaths worldwide. It's a lot of deaths, but Jesus, that's a hell of a lot less than what we're looking at now.
It's like a needle in a haystack,
Exactly. And this is only, 10 months ago. Goes to show how quick this thing has gone.
Yeah.
How it's really snowballed, and as time's gone on, it's just gotten worse.
It's really charmaine out of control.
Wuhan clan ain't nothing to fuck with. The 11th of February, I was looking up things, right, and I found this, and I just thought it was class. Baghdad in, where is it? Iraq. Baghdad saw snow for the second time in a century. That's mad. Only twice in a century they've seen snow.
Yeah. There you go. That's Saddam Hussein, sending his best wishes.
Oh, it was Maradona sneezing.
Or George shaving his bush.
14th of February, Man City were banned from UEFA competitions for 2 years for breaching fair play rules. Unfortunately,
didn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately that just didn't come through. But it happened. UEFA did it anyway. But yeah, we won't talk about
As
that.
I sit here as I sit here in my Manchester United shirt, not
Yeah,
biased at all.
As both of us are United fans, I don't think we can. Don't think we're in a biased bit or in a safe position to be talking about this.
Could have done us a bit of good if we were banned from the Champions League because we,
Oh, we'd still finish fourth.
at least we wouldn't. Yeah.
What else? Jeff Bezos pledges $10 billion to fight climate change. He did that on the 17th of February. That's about it for February, really.
Any chance of Jeff giving us a loud loan,
Well, I wonder what Amazon sponsor us. Like a tenner. A tenner, like.
Maybe stick us on Prime, like.
Yeah, here, he could sponsor us by giving us free Prime.
No, just stick us as a show on Prime. We'd make a fucking fortune for the company.
Oh,
They're going to be a trillionaire in no time. Jeff, if you're listening,
Jeff,
Johnny's got you covered.
Get the finger out, Jeff. Come on.
On, Jeffrey.
Right. Now, out of 10, what are you giving February?
6.
6. No bother.
And it's going to slowly decline after February.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where it all goes downhill, folks.
March is getting a
March.
fucking bastard of a score.
Oh, March was just dribbly, wasn't it? So
Dribbly. That's a great way to describe it.
It was. The 2nd of March we had
Dribbly.
March started off fairly shit from the get go because Flavor Flav left Public Enemy, and like that.
Not interested.
No, but that was a sign of the times. That was a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
The 2nd of February as well, or 2nd of March, sorry, Putin proposes a constitutional amendment banning gay marriage. Well, what a prick.
That's glad of me off for you.
What a prick.
Bollocks, so he is.
9th of March, we have Italy announces country lockdown because they surpassed 10,000 cases. And that's when shit got serious.
Took him a while.
That's when
Took
shit
a while
got
for him to
serious.
get to that, didn't it? You know, if I was hitting fucking 2,000 or 3,000 cases a day, I'd be going, oh, hold on here a minute. Oh, there's a trouble of brewing. But no, we'll wait till it gets to 10k and then we'll fucking,
Yeah, we'll wait.
we'll have a look at ourselves.
Yeah, we'll wait till it's really bad and then be like, shit.
We'll
We
eat our
probably should have
spaghetti
done something.
slowly,
The 11th of March.
Fuck me, like.
11th of March, Harvey
My mother's
Weinstein.
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Tracy. The 11th of March,
That's it.
Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison for
Prick.
criminal sex act and rape in New York. Yeah. Like.
As Frank Sinatra would say, he did it his way. Bastard.
He did it the fucking wrong way. 12th
Well,
of
he did it
March-
his way and now he's in jail for the rest of his life, isn't he?
Yeah, rightly so.
Dirty cunt.
Rightly so.
Exactly.
The 12th of March, United States have banned travel with 26 European countries. And then a day later, the UK and Ireland was thrown into that as well. The 13th of March, Bill Gates steps away from Microsoft. Premier League is suspended due to COVID.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Bill Gates stepped away from Microsoft.
Did you know?
No, that blew right over my head.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Did not know that.
You learn something new every day.
So obviously, the new Xbox is obviously shit then.
I don't think he does it himself now, to be fair.
No, he doesn't sit there in his room and
Imagine picturing Bill Gates in a sweatshop somewhere.
in India
Yeah.
selling bottles of Coke.
Oh, well, to be fair, I don't think Microsoft do that. I think Microsoft are more.
I think they're all right.
They're grand. Like Bill Gates seems like a nice fella, to an extent. 13th of March, we also had the Premier League is suspended due to COVID, which was a sad day for any football fan. Meant no football. 13th of March, also on that day, was the day Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by police in Louisville. So, very sad day. I think that was kind of not overlooked at the time. It was a big deal, but it's since been overlooked with the whole George Floyd, Black Lives Matter movement.
That was the catalyst, I think.
Yeah, it was. I'd agree with that. Like, it kind of kick-started a lot of it. Like, obviously, this kind of stuff was always there. It was prevalent in America, and it shouldn't be. But it was kind of brought to light a lot more after that.
If I could remember, like, you know, the year in kind of 3 big events, that would definitely be one of them.
Which?
The BLM movement.
Oh, 100%.
BLM would definitely be
100%.
one of them.
Yeah, definitely. The 25th of March, we had Prince Charles testing positive for COVID. Couldn't give a shit, really. Like,
Ha 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 ha.
hate that lad.
Fucking prick.
30th of March, we had the Olympics was officially postponed until 2021.
Oh no.
RIP Tokyo. So March, it's getting a 1 for me. 1 out of 10.
Getting a fucking 0 for me.
And a 0. I gave it. I gave
the worst month.
I purely gave it a 1 just because of our last hurrah couple of pints. That was a nice day. So I gave it a 1 for that. But apart from that, I get to 0.
7th of March was the last gig I was at. I was with you.
Yeah, you were.
And your significant other at the gig. And yeah, that was the last gig I attended where you could touch people. And I don't mean that in a, you know...
Jesus Christ,
you know,
what a way to phrase it.
you could jump up and down and mosh and hit off people.
Exactly. There was no socially distancing at that gig.
You didn't have to put your hand out to make sure you were 2 meters away, you know?
Yeah.
I reckon I'm going to get in trouble for that comment, but look.
No. We'll put a disclaimer out there. He didn't mean it like that, okay?
Yeah.
Just
but it's true though. The last one you could touch people. Like
listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, don't have your under 12s listening in. You know.
Oh yeah, this is a family. This is definitely not a family show.
Fucking definitely not.
Right, so we move on to April now. So
more shit.
Yeah, pretty much. 1st of April, we had Wimbledon is cancelled for the first time since World War II.
Boo hoo.
Oh no, they didn't get their strawberries. Oh. The 2nd of April, COVID cases worldwide surpassed 1 million.
Ooh, well that's interesting.
What's even more interesting is 3 days later, the one and only Mr. Joris Bonson was diagnosed with COVID.
After all his shit talk.
Yeah. I have the COVID. The 6th of April, in golf, the Open Championships were cancelled. They were supposed to be at Royal St. George's. It was nice to see the Masters still going ahead behind closed doors. A couple of obviously this was months later than it was supposed to be, but yeah,
still went ahead.
Nice to see it going ahead. Nice to see it going ahead. The 8th of April, we had Bernie Sanders dropping out of the Democratic race.
That annoyed the life out of me.
Yeah.
I like Bernie.
Go on, Bernie. What else? The 19th of April was the Lady Gaga live stream. That happened with many artists.
Didn't really bother me.
No, I didn't watch it, but it was a nice thing to do. She had a lot of artists on it, like I think like Alicia Keys and some other artists were on it, like
Elton John. That was the only one of note I really paid heed to.
There you go. 23rd of April was by far one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Donald Trump suggested that people should inject themselves with disinfectant because that'll stop coronavirus. What a fucking
Would you reckon
spanner.
he was right?
What a spanner.
Would you reckon that was correct?
I know. I don't think so. Sorry,
I'm
pal.
not going to...
sorry, pal. Do you have a syringe in any debt hall? No?
I'm not going to deny or, say I did it. But anyway, we'll move on.
So that's what happened to you. All right.
Yeah, fuck since birth, lad. Fuck since birth.
April. I think it was slightly better than March now, to be fair.
Slightly better. We knew the shit heap were in.
I think April was the month of Zoom quizzes.
Oh, Lord.
Zoom quizzes. They were fantastic back in the day. Do you remember them?
No. Getting pissed every single night of the week.
Yeah. You just what are you doing tonight? Drinking cans, doing a Zoom quiz. Fucking hell, right? Same as shit again. And I'm pretty sure the same questions popped up about 7 times as well. And what's worse is
Yeah,
people
and
got them wrong
still
as
got
well.
them wrong. Still kept getting them wrong. Like
I don't know. I still think I'm an undefeated champion at Zoom quizzes. I'm telling you, my general my general knowledge and
one or
trivia.
two there now.
But like I think overall I was solid podium finisher. If I didn't win, I was always first or second or third. Like,
Oh yeah, I'd agree with you there. Yeah. But
I'm telling you, I'm the next chaser. Stick me on the chase there.
the next chaser, like Dara Ennis there, the new Irish chaser.
He's good. I watched the thing on YouTube. I didn't see the episode, but I saw him on YouTube. He's actually alright.
Yeah, it's nice to see an Irish fella.
Dara the Menace Ennis. Right, so what we give in April then?
2.
2. So I'm going to give it a 3 just for the absolute crack. Why not?
Why not?
We move on now. May, we have the UK reported over 30,000 COVID cases on the 6th of May.
No surprise there, because they're idiots.
Yeah. Herd immunity. Yeah, that really worked. Well done, lads. 16th of May, we have the American retail store JCPenney filed for bankruptcy after 118 years. Madness.
Who are they?
The first thing I ever heard about JCPenney was in Friends. And I think Rachel worked there. I think. I know she worked in Bloomingdale's as well, but I think she worked in JCPenney at some point. But anyway, that's just a little bit of weird information. I think I'm right. I could be wrong though. 24th of May, Boris Johnson refuses to sack Dominic Cummings after his blatant breaches of COVID restrictions.
Didn't just breach them once or twice. It was 3 or fucking 4 times.
Yeah.
Such a
rehab. Within the space of about a week. And was caught every time.
We think our government is bad.
Oh.
We think our government is bad. You know.
Well,
they're just as bad.
It is, yeah. I think probably one of the biggest pieces of news this entire year happened on the 25th of May was the death of George Floyd, which was probably the biggest news story apart from COVID and apart from the US election. Maybe I think George Floyd is probably the biggest news from the year.
The news with the biggest impact of the year is definitely that.
Yeah,
100%.
It's still
if you look,
it's still going on. Like,
if you look at even like most sporting events, I'm thinking of like we watch the Premiership every weekend or whatever, and it's still people are still taking the knee and all that, and there's still people who like I thought the Millwall situation was funny in a very nasty way because they're known for being such idiots. And of course it'd be Millwall who disrespected.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. That if it was going to be any club to do that, it was going to be Millwall
or Rangers. Yeah. But they haven't had, in fairness now, Rangers haven't been given the opportunity to disrespect it yet.
No,
but true. I'm sure
Yeah.
Well, they won't do it now.
No, I think not after what happened with Millwall. But it was an absolute disgrace what they did. Like, people are out there showing support for things, and they go and like, I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest.
What do you expect? Like, just that kind of sense,
Yeah.
But that was that was the biggest, definitely one of the biggest
100%
stories of the year.
100%. Like, it was everywhere, and it sparked riots across the entire country, and it was nearly worldwide. The riots and protests, and like even
riots in England, all that,
and like there was protests in Dublin and like everywhere, and to be honest, rightly so, because it is an issue and it shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be an issue, no.
No, and I think it just goes to show the power that the late George Floyd did have.
I don't think the black community look at America as the land of hopes and dreams. They look at it as the place where dreams die, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because kind of like Johnstown Shopping Centre, but yeah, kind of like that. But that's the way I think the most of the black community, Hispanic community, Asian community. It's not just the black community, but the black community have kind of you know, the black community were kind of, you know, they always highlighted the issue, whereas the Hispanic community and Asian community and all that kind of end of things didn't really. They have highlighted it, but not to a general audience. But they suffer the same kind of, you know,
exactly.
interrogation as the black community would. Maybe not as much in certain areas, but definitely a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Like you've the Native Americans there as well.
The native. Sorry to the native boys who have also. I actually seen a thing there recently, not recently, but a couple of months ago. It was, what was it? I think it could have been to mark 100 years since Bloody Sunday, and a Native American tribe actually sent a message to the Irish public, in support of Irish unity and Irish freedom and all that. And we kind of have a similar, you know, similar thing going on with the Native Americans.
Exactly.
Land getting taken and all that, you know.
But sure.
Biggest news story of the year by far.
Yeah. Well, apart from obviously COVID, I think COVID kind of just overshadows everything, and I think that's kind of summed up with, I saw the other day, the Oxford English Dictionary released their word of the year. Have a guess what it is?
Coronavirus.
No, it's lockdown.
Lockdown
is the word of the year according to the Oxford English Dictionary, which, to be honest, fair enough.
Class.
Fair
Absolutely
enough.
class.
Fair enough. What else happened in May? Oh, SpaceX. SpaceX launch. It was the first private company ever to launch astronauts into space. Fair play to you, Elon.
I heard his name, and I didn't know who he was.
Elon Musk.
Thought it was actually... No, I didn't actually know until this launch. I actually thought it was a set of sunglasses, like your Ray-Bans.
Musk is a type of aftershave. So
yeah, musky smell, musk, you know.
Elon
I thought it was a type of sunglasses. I had two guesses at it. I thought it was either a type of tire or sunglasses. That's what I thought.
Well, there you go. Now.
I didn't think it was an actual person until that launch.
He invented PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla. Like the chap is like.
Oh, I know all this now. All this now, lad. I know all this now, but I didn't at the time, you know.
So what are you giving May out of 10? I'm going to give it a 5, just because of how.
I'll give it a 4.
Just because of the greater scheme of things, like. A lot have happened in May, do you know, like one of the biggest stories. You know, I'm not saying it was a good month because I'm giving it a 5. I'm just saying for events wise, I'd give it a 5.
Kind of shook up the year, to be honest.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'll give it a 4. Give it a 4.
June, 1st of June. This is also in relation to the George Floyd. Donald Trump threatens military action to quell all the protests. Which
of course he does. White supremacist
joke. Like, yeah, he is one of the biggest white supremacists you'll ever see.
He is, and we get on to like the debate and then all that. The first debate, especially in the election, and it's so blatantly obvious that he is. Oh, yeah, you know, 100%. So like fucking rehab.
The 16th of June, you had Marcus Rashford forced the British government into a U-turn over the school meals. Great to see a footballer.
Go on, Rashi.
Great to see a footballer using this platform. Doesn't matter who you support, what team, what country you're from, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. Like, it's great to see somebody using their platform for something good like this. And my God, has he done an incredible job.
Go on, Rashi. Our man.
Great to see one of our own.
Go on, our kid.
21st of June. Kurt Cobain's MTV Unplugged guitar sold for $6 million. That's mad.
I'd like to say that's crazy, but it's not.
No. It's completely like, yeah. I would have said that. You know.
Yeah, I would have guessed in the millions.
It's probably worth it as well. But like, it does.
Well, I'm not a huge. I'm not a huge fan, but I can understand. Like,
it's probably the most iconic guitar of his career.
Oh yeah, and probably one of the most iconic guitars of the 90s. I'm going to say the 90s because there's that many iconic guitars, you know. But in the grand scheme of things,
I think I'm going to go out there and say it's the most iconic grunge guitar of all time. It is an acoustic, obviously, but if you're thinking of grunge, what's the first thing you think of? You think of Nirvana. First guitar first guitar you think of when you think of Nirvana is the MTV Unplugged guitar.
Yeah,
Simple
I'd go as far to say like with grunge, like I was going to say as well, like with grunge, like you don't I think of Eddie Vedder as well, but you're not thinking in terms of a guitar, you're thinking in terms of him.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're thinking
Exactly. Like
Neil Young with his black Les Paul, knocking out, rocking in the free world, that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, definitely one of the most iconic guitars of all time. Kind of like Jimi Hendrix, left-handed, Strat, and all that sort of stuff.
On fire. Mad.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to sell at auction because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, true. What else do we have in June? Oh, very sad day for both of us. Very, very sad day for the two of us. As United fans, it was horrible to watch. Liverpool won their first title in 30 years. 7 games to spare.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, I'm
next.
not talking about that one.
Next.
27th of June, Micheál Martin was appointed T-Tog after 4 months of negotiations. And
you could skip that as well.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that one. That's enough of that. July, nothing happened in July, really. The first thing I could find was on the 20th of July, so it was Ronaldo becomes the first person to score 50 goals in Italy, Spain and England. Fair play to him. Fair play to him
is right, yeah.
I just think I think that shows that, in my opinion, he's slightly better than Messi because he's proven in 3 leagues. But that's
I've always thought he was better than Messi.
Now, don't get me wrong.
He is better than Messi.
Messi's a fabulous footballer. One of the best of all time. Easily. But I think Ronaldo's slightly better.
Ronaldo's proven himself in multiple leagues.
Exactly.
That's my fucking point. And I don't care. Like, Messi's a great footballer, but when
we're talking about Ronaldo and football, his team, Juventus, won their 9th straight Serie A title on the 26th of July. And what else happened in July? Oh, Kanye admits to bipolar disease.
What a shock. Oh my God, I am shocked.
Doesn't surprise me.
Oh, I'm literally like, I'm trembling. That one now.
What we didn't rate June. What are you giving June?
I'm giving -1.
-1, exactly, just because of Liverpool winning the league. And Martin. July, I'm going to give 0.
I'll give July a 1.
A 1. Woo.
The weather was good in July, I remember that much.
True, actually, it wasn't too bad. Right, so we move on to August now. Now, there was a couple of big news stories in August. So the 4th of August, you had the port explosion in Beirut with 200 people died. That was madness.
That was crazy.
That was absolutely insane. It was like a big mushroom.
I haven't seen an explosion like that.
To be honest, I thought it was some sort of a bomb, but apparently it wasn't. It was just an explosion in a factory or something. But I saw a video of it, and it genuinely looked like an atomic bomb. The way it
terrified the fucking shite out of me.
The mushroom cloud, and I was like, Jesus Christ. What else have we got in August? We have the 7th of August. Cardi B releases WAP. What does it stand for? WAP. I have no idea. Well, I do know.
Wise men are perverts.
There you go.
I don't know. I think it's a shit tune anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just
we'll move on from that one. Sort of related to music as well. Simon Cowell breaks his back by falling off a bike. It's a little bit funny. I hope he's okay now. I don't mind Simon Cowell, but it's a little bit funny.
So he does have a backbone, is what you're saying?
Hey. Apparently so. Not anymore. It's a bit broken. But what else have we got?
A backbone.
The 11th of August, Joe Biden announces Kamala Harris as his running mate. This was big news because, obviously, in retrospect, at the time, we were thinking, okay, if Biden gets in, it's going to be the first female vice president. Big news. But I have a question. I have a genuine question, and I'm very concerned about this. Do you know the way that the first lady is the president's wife? Yeah? And the second lady, like, has been the vice president's wife, is known as the second lady. What is Kamala Harris's husband now called? Is he the second man? The second son? No, but Biden's the first man. Because Biden's the president.
No, you're confused.
I don't know what to call him. What is he? Mr. Harris?
You're confusing the fuck out of me with that. In all honesty, the one thing I'll say about Kamala Harris is I think she had a big thing. Like, she definitely had a big reason. She was the big reason behind like Biden winning it.
Oh,
in my
100%,
opinion.
100%. Yeah, and I think she's great. I think
Like,
I genuinely think she could be president. She probably will.
I do too. I
She
think
probably will be with the way Biden's going. Like, she could be before in the next 4 years. Hopefully not. Like, I like Biden. Touch wood that he doesn't. It doesn't come to that.
I think that she has. I think she has the balls behind the presidency.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably shouldn't say that, but she definitely wears the trousers and that.
Yeah, I'd agree. 16th.
That's what I think.
16th of August, Ronnie O'Sullivan wins his 6th world title. Go on,
My
Ronnie.
favorite snooker player ever.
Everybody's favorite snooker player ever. Let's face it. Like,
You have some like Jimmy White, Alex Higgins, some of the older folk.
Ronnie's just
But he's of our generation, definitely fucking
100%.
Ronnie's the man. Like,
there is another big thing. I'm going to read out some of the other things that happened after it, and then we can come back to this big news story in August. So what else happened was the 23rd of August, you had Bayern winning the 6th Champions League. You had 24th of August, we had the first documented reinfection of COVID. So the first person to get COVID twice happened on the 24th of August. And then the 25th of August, we had Africa declares it has eradicated polio. Fair play to Africa. Fair play to them. You wouldn't even think about polio anymore, but there you go. They've eradicated it.
No.
Now, big story in August happened on the 19th of August, and it is the infamous Golfgate.
Ha!
Back in August. So,
Ha.
just there's not much to say that hasn't already been said about it, really, is there? Just an absolute shambles. It just goes to show how incompetent and stupid our government.
Phil Hogan. We're going for a little bit of golf, will we, Timmy? Oh, yes, we will. They're fucking retards. That's why I said, like, the British government is just as stupid as the Irish government. Because there's no way we can turn around and say,
hang on, they have their times. They both have their days. I think one of them is stupid, and then the next day the other one is stupid, and then the next day it goes back. It's like a fucking ping pong game or table.
Well,
tennis.
we didn't decide to leave the EU.
No,
so
that's true.
I come straight away. I come straight out and say that they're more stupid, like in the general running of things.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Fucking idiots, what they are.
So what are you giving August then?
5.
I was going to say 5 just because of the pure banter that was Golfgate.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do anything, but yous go ahead, lads.
Yeah. Everybody else stay at home. We're off to play golf. Good luck.
Fucking idiots, fucking idiots.
What happened in September? We had the 2nd of September, former Prime Minister, or whatever they're called, in Italy, Silvio Berlusconi, tested positive for COVID. What else? Oh, the 3rd of September, Mackenzie Scott, who's a philanthropist and ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, becomes the richest woman in the world, worth $68 billion. I wonder where she got that money.
That's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd marry Jeff Bezos and divorce him if it got me $68 million.
That's pretty good, like.
Also on that day, Robert Pattinson was tested positive for COVID. So,
who gives a fuck about him?
Team Jacob.
He was in a good film I watched recently, The Devil All the Time. So,
never seen.
But he was a creepy pastor in it. So.
I liked him in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Rest in peace, Cedric Diggory. The 6th of September, we had. It was a bit mad. Like Novak Djokovic disqualified from the US Open for hitting a ball in frustration, and it struck a line judge. Now, to be honest, I felt bad for him because you could see he was just pissed off and he hit the ball. I don't think he wasn't aiming for the line judge, and as soon as they hit them, he went running over, apologising. Now, obviously he's
like he didn't mean it. Like I can remember it myself. Like
he is world number one tennis player, so there would have been a lot of power behind that shot. But still, he didn't mean it. So
yeah, it was a bit fucking harsh. And to be honest as well, your one's reaction as well.
Oh, she played up. She knew. She was like, "Oh no, I got hit by a tennis ball."
I got hit by another.
She's like, "This is me in the news."
Off, like.
Love a bit of compensation. 17th of September, Yup Barbados, following in Ireland's footsteps. Right, they remove Queen Elizabeth II as the head of state and become a republic. The People's Republic of Barbados. Class. Fair play to these lads.
They're great boys, like.
Yeah.
Like, what can you say, like?
They're like James
But,
McClain. They're like James McClain. They hate the fucking Queen.
He does. Fuck your
your
Union Jack. We want your country back.
24th of September. David Attenborough breaks the record for the fastest person to 1 million followers on Instagram, beating Jennifer Aniston to the title. And
That's mad, like. You just read that out again. Just read that out again, and that's a crazy headline.
David Attenborough breaks the record for the fastest person to 1 million Instagram followers, breaking Jennifer Aniston's record. Like,
yeah, like that's just stupid. Like,
if you were to say in say a pub quiz question, or sorry, a Zoom quiz question, who is the fastest person to 1 billion followers on Instagram? You're not going to think of a 96-year-old nature documentarist. Like, this is the last person you think of. But to be fair, what a legend. He's probably one of the few British people that I do like.
To be honest, I'm laughing at who's in that, like, that whole sentence, like, David Attenborough beats Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
To, like, you know, like, that's just a bit mad, I think.
What else do we have? Oh, big news in September was the first debate between President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden, soon to be President-elect.
That was debate absolutely wrecked my head with the amount of shite that came out of his mouth.
It was a
like,
disaster.
And to be honest,
Biden wasn't great either. I think, to be fair, like.
No, but I think a lot of people stuck by him.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people stuck by him because of all the shit he was just.
Yeah.
Like, it was brutal, and to be honest, I think Donald Trump lost the election right there and then.
Yeah, exactly. I'd agree with you. That was the turning point for
along like. He was already on the way down with the response to COVID, but that was the final nail in the coffin, in my opinion.
I think if the debates went relatively okay, like even if he lost the debates but didn't make a fool of himself, he might have still scraped in because the election.
He might have, yeah.
The election was still close, like.
It was still close. It was close, like up until recently. He was only confirmed as the president-elect, Biden. I'm very sure it was only a couple of days ago, at the beginning of this week.
Yeah.
So.
So
like,
yeah, that was mad.
So like, yeah, like it was a close run thing, but he won the major places, and he did not deserve to win the election after that. No fucking way did he deserve to win it. He was horrible. I don't know what other words you'd use to describe what he was like during that debate, because that debate was disgusting, derogatory. He wouldn't admit, he wouldn't like support the Black Lives Movement thing either.
No. But what annoyed me is out of nowhere he just started going for Joe Biden's son, like, oh, your son does cocaine. Like, fuck off. That's completely irrelevant to what's going on. You know, he's just looking for
as if that fucking blonde-haired orange has not done cocaine or any drug. Like. As if that man has not touched a drug in his life.
Whatever about that. He's like best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Like,
there you go. Like,
that's
there
enough
you
in
fucking
itself.
go.
Like, that's enough in itself.
He's a fucking lunatic. Like, he's an absolute numpty.
He's a creep.
Oh, a complete creep. A complete fucking creep. Like, and thank God he's gone. Like, fuck him. Like, you know.
Although.
Simple as.
What's really annoying me is that the only time I've ever been to America was during a Trump presidency. So I'm going to have to go back now for Biden. But yeah, it's weird. I don't like it.
I've never been to America, so I can't tell you.
I have. It's very good. I'd highly recommend it. So what you give in September? I'm going to give it a 5.
5 as well. I'll join you on that one.
Lovely. Now October. What did we have in October? Oh yeah, there was a couple. Big news story. I turned 24 in October. Woo.
That's probably the happiest news story of the whole month.
Yeah.
We hit another lockdown.
As I'm looking at it.
I know that much.
As I'm looking at it here, I think it might be. Yeah. The 11th there's 3 things happened on the 11th of October. Rafa Nadal won his 13th French Open. Like, Come on, let somebody else win it, lad. Come on. Nobody cares.
He's incredible, like. He's such an incredible player, like.
King of clay, let's face it.
Oh, he is.
The 11th of October saw the Lakers win their 17th NBA title. I'm not a fan of the Lakers. Like, I do follow basketball a little bit, right? I'm not a fan of the Lakers. However, it was just written. It was like writing a script that they were going to win it. After everything that happened in January with Kobe Bryant, it was just...
Yeah.
It was kind of destiny that they were going to win it that year, do you know?
I did watch some of the basketball, like, well, yeah, it just wouldn't be... I don't know, it's kind of the same, like, it's two-stop start with me. I like a sport that flows, and...
Yet you watch Man United.
Well, it doesn't, like, you know, it doesn't take a commercial break, you know, you have 45 minutes straight ball, you know.
Honestly, I
if,
think
even if it's boring as fuck.
Judging by United lately, I think I wouldn't mind a commercial break in about 20 minutes into the game.
I think every 5 minutes, lad.
Yeah, exactly. The 11th of October, India recorded its 7 millionth case of COVID. That's mad. They had more COVID cases in India than we have people in Ireland.
That's impressive.
Well, there is a billion of them, like, so.
There is a lot of them, yeah. And a lot of them are, like, you know, like squashed together, to be fair.
If you think about it, like, there's a billion of them, which is what, 1,000 million. So, if 7 million, so if 7 out of 1,000 people have it, it's not bad.
It's not too bad,
well,
like, but
it's
like,
it's not ideal. You don't want anyone having it, but
it's not fucking ideal. But like,
seven
to
out
be
of
fair,
1,000 is
like,
actually not bad.
but to be fair, like it's a high, like, it's the population density. Like, they're so close, they live so close together, live on top of each other.
Yeah,
most of that population is coming from the few major cities to have.
Yeah, exactly. Like rural India doesn't have anyone.
No, a few goats. Might get Borat on his holidays, you know.
What else do we have in October? We have the 19th of October.
The release of Borat. The release of Borat too.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
I like.
The most major thing to happen.
I like.
I like.
We had the highest or tightest COVID restrictions introduced in Ireland. Was in October. Was it like...
Indeed, we did.
Madness.
Great crack.
Madness how we're still talking about this. I just thought, to be honest, when it first came out, I was like, nah, this isn't gonna, it won't last. I was like, right, we'll take the couple of weeks. We'll take the couple of weeks. We'll write off March, April, maybe a bit of May. Summer be grand. We'll be good to go. We'll be going to Electric Picnic. What the fuck happened there? Everything's gone. It's just gone.
I actually took the notifications off my phone. Like, I didn't want to actually look at it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It annoyed me that much. I was like, no, I've had enough now.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
does anyone still look at the numbers?
I don't. I know we had 400 and odd cases yesterday, and that's for the simple reason we had the radio on.
Yeah. Like,
you know, I wasn't paying attention.
I kind of picked them up by default now. You know, I don't pay attention to it. Like, when it first came around, I was paying attention to it like every day, being like, oh, there's this amount of deaths and what counties are high. At this point, it's there. It's rampant. It's running. It's like running around the place. I can't keep up.
No, I don't care. To be honest.
Yeah. There's.
I don't care. I don't
care. I do care. I'll stick by restrictions and everything. We care about that regard, but like, it's just depressing looking at all these numbers. So I've given up.
I've gotten to a point where I'm like, yeah, I think I'll be happy for an hour or two rather than reading this shit. Yeah, you know.
So anyway, we'll keep tipping on because we'll be here all day. We had the 21st of October, Pope Francis backs same-sex unions. That was big news for all the religious folk out there. Fair play to him. Shows he's kind of progressing a little bit.
I agree.
Don't agree with the Catholic Church, but fair play to him. Fair play to him. What else do we have? 30th of October. I think the big news in October was this one. It's the earthquake in Turkey that killed 64 people. That was devastating. Like, it was all over the news there. It was fairly bad. Like, it registered 7 on the Richter scale, which is very high. Like,
pretty big this side of the world.
Yeah, exactly. So October, I think I'm just going to give it like a 2.
Sames. I'll give it a 1.5.
A 1.5. So November. Obviously, I think no prizes for guessing what the big news story in November was. It was the 7th of
Go on,
November.
Joe!
Big Joe Biden wins the general election. Now, about time. Took a while.
We only actually got there officially a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's over a month since the fucking election.
Like, I remember watching the first Obama election in 2009. I remember watching it and I was like, oh, like, yeah, fair play. And I was getting into American, like, not really into American politics. Like, I wouldn't know a lot about it now, but I know how to...
It's interesting though.
I understand now how, because I watched it that time, I understand the whole electoral college votes per state. I kind of understand that now and the way they do things. It's a good idea when the population is that big. I think the way the election is done is very good. However, when you have idiots like Trump saying it's all rigged, that's when it falls to pieces. But anyway, Joe Biden won, which is the main thing.
I agree.
It's the main story, really. We're not going to talk about more.
And then
that,
December,
'cause
we'll give it 10 out of 10 for December.
Oh yeah, happy Christmas, folks.
December, we'll give it 10 out of 10.
Woo!
You know? But look, I'll give it 5 to November. What will you give, Dan?
Do you know what? I'm going to give it a 6.
Good man.
Just
because we need to get on.
Just for Big Joe.
We need to get on to our big news, man. We need to get on to our big news.
We do need to get on to our big news. So, this is episode 5. Of course.
Woo.
If you've been paying attention, this is a 6-part series, which means our next episode is the last in the series. We have a season finale next week. Everybody say it with me. Aww. Anyway, so our plan is we are going to do a Christmas special. So
For all you Grinches out there.
yeah, Christmas special. Woo! We're gonna aim to have it out Christmas Eve. So this is the last Sunday release for season 1. So we hope you've enjoyed the season so far. We've thoroughly enjoyed recording it. I hope I'm not speaking for myself there. What about you? What do you think?
Oh, it's been okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I think thanks for bearing with us as well. We're still new to the whole podcast thing. We're getting our heads around it, getting used to it. I think as time has gone on through each episode, I think we're getting slowly more comfortable with it, and I think we've learned the ropes now at this stage. So just wait for season 2, folks. But anyway, season 1 is a wrap next week. Just keep an eye on the social medias. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Keep an eye on them. We'll be posting links to this episode, obviously, and then we'll have information about our Christmas special going out early next week.
Me and Dan will be rocking our Christmas jumpers.
Oh,
so
absolutely,
you watch out.
absolutely. I cannot wait. Anyway, that's enough for that.
It's going to be a humdinger.
I'm looking outside now, and you know what I can see? I can see the whole of the moon, right? That's us done. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for listening. Yeah, just keep an eye on the socials for episode 6. It's a Christmas special, right? Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Why you